Welcome to Faith Stories with Dawn DeMarco Buck. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they will see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
Hi, and welcome to Faith Stories. I'm Dawn DeMarco Buck. What is Faith Stories? Faith Stories are Christians from all walks of life who share their stories of faith, hope, and love. And my prayer is that you would come to know your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. How do you do that? It's through His Word, which is the Bible. So if you need a Bible, please reach out to me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. All right, you guys, I have an amazing, beautiful young guest today. Her name is Gracie Gaylord, and she is rooted in her faith in Jesus. She believes her career, philanthropy, I can say that word, I always mess up certain words, and community involvement are ways to reflect Christ's love in action, using her talents and resources to serve others and make a lasting impact. Originally from Seattle, she fell in love with Palm Beach's beauty, art, and culture, inspiring her to move to the vibrant community where she now lives and works. You're going to meet her right after these messages.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton, we open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavillaproperties.com.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art. Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. Hello. We're back and welcome. Okay, Gracie, I am so glad you're here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I just have to share, you guys, she was just crowned Miss Palm Beach of 2025. How awesome is that?
It is wonderful. It has been such a blessing. I've been able to do so many wonderful things in this community, and I can't believe the year is almost over.
Oh, I know, right?
It's wild. We're almost to October.
When do you have to relinquish? Do you get to keep the crown?
I do,
Okay,
and
okay.
I have my sash and my crown, and I competed on stage for the state title.
Okay.
I placed top 15,
Which is incredible.
I
You
was
guys,
so grateful.
This was the first one you entered into, and she placed in the top 15, which is
That's correct.
amazing.
Yeah, out of 73 contestants, I believe. And, Florida is a very difficult state. It's not an easy one to... Well, it's not easy to get up there on stage and walk around in a swimsuit and an evening gown.
You can at your age.
It is definitely an interesting experience. It has taught me a lot, that's for sure. But yeah, it really was something that I think changed the course of my life. So I'm grateful.
So incredible.
Yeah.
So, okay, what I'd like you to do is share your foundation of faith, and I know you've had a lot of loss in your short life. And I want you to share how God literally walked you and helped you through those losses.
Yeah. So when I was just a young girl,
She's still very young, you guys.
I'm 23 for reference. I put my faith in Jesus. I grew up in a Christian household. I was raised going to Christian school, and I really just navigated that in various ways. My parents, they took care of elderly people in our homes. They were nurses. And so we had an adult family home taking care of elderly men and women. And that was such a wonderful experience. It taught me so much about just the value in different generations. And it kind of made me into an old soul, if you will, because now I love Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra and all these Rat Pack type people.
I mean, they are awesome anyway.
Yes,
Michael Bublé is probably about the only artist that reminds me of the Rat Pack, because he took those songs and he made them really, they were cool before, but now they're even cooler because he's doing them, right?
Yes, yeah. It really is wonderful. So I got to learn a lot of those exciting things, but I also got to learn about myself and my faith through those relationships, and then losing those relationships. At a young age, I didn't really have a huge influence from my grandparents, and they weren't really around very often until I got later in life. After middle school and high school. My grandfather moved in with us before he passed away when he had cancer. And so I had all these like adoptive grandparents. And
which is very cool.
Yeah, it really was. I always said, like, my best friend was an 86-year-old woman, and she passed away when I was 10 years old, and I'm still friends with her family. I go to her house in South Carolina. I was just there not too long ago. I'll probably go there for Thanksgiving. Like, those relationships are things that I continue to foster. But at a young age, experiencing so much loss so frequently was really difficult. So I would gain these relationships with people, and they would be in my home for 3 years, and then it would kind of be like, okay, now they're moving on to a hospice house. They're moving on to be with Jesus. And that was, I mean, very hard. And then once 2019 hit, my grandfather, he passed away from cancer. He had mantle cell lymphoma. And then my dog passed away the same year. But I know, it was like two losses in 3 months.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, especially within a house. I'm like, we lost two of our people.
I know.
And then the years following, I lost one of my uncles. He was protecting a woman in a domestic violence situation. He stepped in between, and he was shot and killed. And then
that had to be.
It was
you know,
horrible.
someone who, granted, 86 years old. It's hard to lose, but still, you know, the progression of life. Whereas your uncle was trying to protect someone and lost his life as a result.
Yeah, and then it's hard to come to terms with the fact of, you know, my dad would say, why was he even there?
Right.
Why did he expose himself to that situation? And then he said to the woman, she got out of the situation, that man went to prison for what he did. And he said, I hope you go live the best life you possibly can, because he died for yours to save you.
God, that's like a Jesus story right there.
I know. It really is. It brings tears to my eyes. It's terrible, but I know that he was such a good person that he would have stepped in front of a bullet for anybody. Oh my gosh. And so after losing him, we lost another kind of like uncle to me from a heart attack. And
let me go back to your blood uncle.
Yes.
Okay.
He actually was an uncle. He wasn't my
see,
blood,
I get that.
So
okay.
Like, my family is what we've created. Like, I do have a lot of family that are related to me, but really the ones around me, I would see them every single day. And it was Uncle Chris. It was Uncle Scott. I was raised as that.
So then let me ask you, after he was shot, what you know, because you said your dad was asking why him, and I think that's okay, because, you know, there are things that happen that we don't understand, and it was, I was watching Jack Hibbs from Chino Hills Calvary Chapel.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was talking about Charlie Kirk. And this was so impactful to me. He said he was supposed to go home that day, whether he was assassinated in a car accident, in a plane. He was meant to go home that day, even though it was a tragedy that he was assassinated. And I thought, wow, so your uncle, he was meant to go home that day, because we all have a birth date and an expiration date, but we don't know when that is, but God does.
He does. And I actually read a book. I mean, I don't think it was it wasn't a faith-based book, but it was called, I believe it was We All Die in the End, or They All Die in the End.
Right.
And it was really interesting, kind of scary. As I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my goodness. But basically they would get this call every day from Deathcast, was what it was called, and it would tell them they were going to die that day.
Oh, lovely.
But they didn't know when, they didn't know how, so these people would try and escape it. And the reality is
nobody escapes death.
You can't escape death. You can't escape your journey. You can't escape. The Lord knows the day you were, from the beginning. He knew exactly when you were going to be created, and when you were going to be born, and when you were going to die, and how. And I think that obviously there's endings to people that are close to me. Their story, the endings to their stories are not how I would have liked to have seen them end.
Of course not. Yes.
However, we can never control the ending of a story. And then it's like, it's kind of like you refer back to the book of like Job. That's what I always go back to.
Right, you would share that, right?
Yeah, I always go back to Job. And my mom, she loves to say, you just love that story, don't you? I'm like,
because he lost everything.
He lost everything. And the devil wanted him to do was forsake God.
Right.
He wanted him to turn away from his faith in Jesus and his faith in the Lord. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing to think about, in situations where, even when I found out about Charlie, I worked for Turning Point USA. I have been with Charlie on several occasions. And to think about something so terrible happening to
someone you know. To
someone I know, and to someone who I don't think deserved his ending that he got. I see this and I'm like, he has these beautiful children and this beautiful wife. And this beautiful life that he's created for himself with so much passion. Whether you believe in what he believes in or not, no human being deserves to have that happen to them. And so, you think about that story of Job and what he went through. And now when I see these bad situations, or I myself go through a bad situation, I'm like, what am I supposed to learn from this, Lord? Like, what can I take from this situation, and how can I become a better Christian, a better follower of Jesus, and then spread that gospel to others?
Right. And also, I think, Gracie, with the experiences that you've had already at such a young age, I think you're going to be ministering to other people who will walk through it. They haven't walked through it yet, but God is preparing you for what's coming. And, because we don't know what we don't know, right? So I didn't know I was going to be doing this, but as I reflect back on my life, God was there and showing me, but I didn't get it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Isn't that funny? You're like, I probably should have seen the signs.
But no, we miss the signs. But you're so young in you started out of the gate a Christian. See, I didn't. So you're that much farther along, and seeing the things that God, just your prayer, Lord, what am I supposed to learn from this? Not too many people would say that after so many losses, right?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is like a prayer for clarity. Every human being, no matter where you are on your journey with the Lord, I think that it's important to pray for clarity and understanding in every situation. And even if you don't know that you're supposed to be seeing what's going on, last night I prayed, Lord, I just pray that you open every door that's meant to be opened, and that you show me everything that I need to see. And sometimes it's hard to relinquish control of what we believe an ending should be, or what we believe our journey should look like. Like,
So
right?
true. Oh my gosh, you're
Right?
not kidding. Because
So-
you think what you think you have clarity, and then God says, "Oh, no. Wait,
Yeah.
I want you over here, not here." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And then you have to pivot, right?
And you never know that you're going to change a million times in your life. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be an anesthesiologist, and I wanted to go a whole doctorate route, go into the medical field. And then as I grew up, I evolved and I changed what I wanted to do. And I'm
Right.
still changing. I'm still
Of
evolving.
course.
I own a marketing agency now, but I know
What's
I
the name
want
of it? So you can
Schilling Social is what
spell it.
SCHILLING Social, and we're based here in Palm Beach, but I service clients all across the country for various marketing needs. And in a part of that, I love what I'm doing. I want to continue growing my business and
Sure.
expanding, opening more offices across the East Coast. And obviously I have places over on the West, being from Seattle.
Sure.
But with that, I want to further my education so that I can not only better myself, better my businesses, but better the service that I continue to provide to people. So education, knowledge is power. And I'm a firm believer in that, whether it's knowledge in the legal space or business space or whatever, or just knowledge in the Bible.
In the Word, yeah.
knowledge
I think
in the
that's the
Word.
best knowledge that you can have, because
I
it gives
agree.
you wisdom
Yeah.
beyond measure. You know, if you're spending time with the Lord and you're literally seeking His will for your life, He's going to show that to you. If
Yeah.
you have ears to hear and eyes to see, you know, and that's what I pray for each and every day, giving spiritual eyes to see and spiritual ears to hear your voice, not mine.
Exactly.
Because our voice is so much louder than the Lord's, right?
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think as I actually moved to Palm Beach, I feel like
When did you move here?
I moved here September 2023.
Oh, okay.
So, I
So
guess
you're a new resident here.
I
How awesome
am.
is that?
I know the seasoned residents are probably like, "Oh goodness, she's a newbie."
Right? No, we love new people.
Right?
I think.
It's been wonderful. I was fortunate enough. I came here actually for a Turning Point event, and I was driving down the A1A and I saw a for lease sign turned in and signed the lease that day. And I called my dad.
my
I said,
gosh.
so I'm moving. And he said, you did what?
Because they're still in Seattle,
There-
right?
Yes, and that's where I was
Wow.
supposed to be. I flew from Seattle to that event, and he said, "Oh goodness, I think it would have been easier to move you to Hawaii than it would be to drive 60 hours across the country
Oh my
with 3 pugs and
Yeah, I saw that on
a
your
car
Instagram. I
full
saw
of-
the
yes,
pugs.
Yes, they're so funny. I'm a big dog person, and we're looking at adopting a senior pug soon
Are
to
you?
hopefully be able to give
Aw.
her a good life. She's got a snaggletooth and one eye,
Oh.
but we're just so excited about it.
So did they move here with you, or did you come by yourself?
My mom lives here pretty much full time with me, and then my
Okay.
dad comes back and forth.
Okay.
We still have our investments and our properties that are up there.
Okay, so
and
he manages that.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So eventually we would obviously like to be together more often. It's just
Yeah.
been
It's just
After-
your season. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's forever, right?
after my grandfather died. He had to deal with a lot of all the
Oh,
family
yes.
stuff that came with that. So he's still
Absolutely.
dealing with a lot of
Yeah,
those things.
it takes quite a few months to handle everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And commercial properties are very different.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it makes
that
it
I
hard.
don't know. Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
So share about, so now you help out with a lot of different charities, but you have one that really spoke to your heart.
Yes. So
let's talk about
Movies
that.
Making a Difference, they are a amazing charity that's based here in Palm Beach that helps aid people in human trafficking situations. Diana Davis, who is the founder and just orchestrator of this amazing organization, she has done so much for so many people, and she is the boots on the ground effort that really
she?
gets almost, I think, 300 people so far out
Really?
of whether it's
Trafficking.
cults or different situations. She has all these amazing movies that educate.
So she does movies.
Yes.
Okay,
so
awesome.
the movies that she creates, there's Cult Cartel, Cathedral Canyon, and the newest one that's going to come out is Carmelita.
Okay.
And we're doing an event in November, the Traffic Jam, at the Northwood Art and Music Warehouse, and that's November 15th. And that will be where we will be releasing the extended trailer and the new magazine. So I obviously do marketing. I have a marketing agency. And I really came to the Lord and I said, what can I do to help others and utilize the skills that I have?
Sure,
because I have such a passion for marketing. I do believe that if you do what you love, you don't work a single day in your life.
That's
and
true.
There's times where I'm like, oh goodness, I don't want to do this today.
I know. Well, we all have those.
Right? We all have those days,
girl.
Yeah.
I love what I do, but sometimes I don't have the energy, and I'm like, Lord, just fill me with the energy.
Right? And so I was working with, when I was Miss Palm Beach, as Miss Palm Beach, I worked with 28 charities in Palm Beach County, and it has been such a blessing. And one of those charities was Movies Making a Difference. And then I realized, working with a smaller nonprofit who maybe doesn't have the resources to pay for these big marketing campaigns and everything.
I love the smaller ones because they literally get it. Each dollar means something.
Exactly.
You know, and so so you said she's local. Are these long movies or are they?
They're full films.
Okay.
So I believe they're around like 2 hours.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I actually get to watch the second one tonight. They are doing a movie screening, so I get to go finally watch the second one with everyone. But yeah, they're truly incredible, and I have been able to. I was in Arizona. I lived in Arizona. 3 doors down from the house that I lived in, there was 23 women that were found in a basement. Mind you, in Arizona, basements are not really a thing. So
really,
it's just based on the geography and the terrain, I guess. It is not very common, but there was all these women that were found from the ages of like 12 to 23. And then I'm thinking to myself,
it's so disgusting.
Right? And I drive by this house every single day, and I'm like,
you had no
sick
idea
of this thought. And so a lot of the reason why I want to get my degree and get a law degree. And
yes, folks. She's so incredible. Didn't you graduate summa cum laude?
Yeah, I am. Yes, and magna cum laude. Yeah.
Oh.
And from Liberty University, and I mean that was such a wonderful faith-based school. I'm very grateful for that entire experience. I had professors who would pray over me, send me messages.
See, that's the kind
faith,
of college you
right?
should go to. I'm just saying, professors that pray over you.
Yeah, and they would
not
say,
tell you not to talk about God.
Exactly. They would send me a message. Hey, something was on my heart. I just wanted to tell you, if you're going through something, I'm thinking about you. And it's so important at such a pivotal young time of your life where you're trying to figure yourself out and you're going through all these different things. To have somebody that's just an external that says, hey, you know, I'm thinking about you. And so Hillsdale, Liberty University, those colleges and universities are incredible. Yeah. And in pursuit of a law degree, and I want to be able to utilize that to help people in situations like human trafficking situations, drug trafficking situations. 2 of the family members that I lost during that time of a lot of loss was my aunt and uncle. They were killed by a fentanyl, a bad pill, and the same bad pill within 30 days of each other.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah.
Very horrible situation, and my cousins now have to live with no parents, and that
where do they live?
My one cousin is in North Dakota, and then the other cousin is in Seattle. Okay. And so they've kind of spread out a little bit, but having to deal with that and then growing up without grandparents and that influence is really difficult. And I know that my uncle went through a lot in the way of just his life, but towards the end he said to my dad, he was like, I really want to change, I really want to do better. And then obviously he passed, and I think that made all of us go, well, what am I supposed to learn from
Ooh,
this? Right?
Wake up call.
It really is.
Yeah.
It
So,
really
all right, let's take a break.
Of course.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavilla.properties.com.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. And welcome back. Okay, so Gracie, let's go a little bit deeper into your passion. I know we're starting to touch on it. We've got about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe two.
Okay.
A 2-minute warning.
Of course. Yes.
So basically, what would you like to share with the audience as we say goodbye?
I would have to say, really try and narrow down what your passion is. I think that it is a hard thing in this life to really narrow a focus, but take a look at your skills and ask yourself how you can use them to help people. Yeah. I truly believe that making a positive contribution to society is one of the most important ways to be able to fulfill yourself and fulfill your life as you navigate Christianity and you ask, Lord, how can I help others? How can I impact this world? Everyone leaves an imprint. And
Good, bad, and ugly.
Good, bad, and ugly. We leave an imprint. And I think that it's important to try and figure out how you can leave a positive one and one that glorifies Jesus in every sense.
Amen. Girlfriend, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're going to come back. All right. So, you guys, just a couple of things. Please share this video with family, friends, and strangers. Who cares? Just share it, share it, share it. And I want to tell you about my friend Stacy's book. It's called Fields of Gomorrah. It's an excellent book about child trafficking, as a matter of fact. And so you can get on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And next week, I have Kristen Jordan coming on. She's high energy, and I absolutely love her. Can't wait to see her. I haven't seen her in a while. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week, Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Thank you for watching Faith Stories, where you will hear stories of hope, faith, and love. Please join us next week, and remember, God meets you where you are, but doesn't leave you where you are.